The girl unexpectedly found herself reborn on the very day her parents divorced. To her shock, her older sister had chosen not to follow their mother into a wealthy family. Instead, she decided to stay with their poor father. The sister had already known following their father would lead to immense success in the future. Watching this unfold, the girl suddenly realized that her sister had probably been reborn too. But what her sister couldn't have known was that in their previous life, all of their father's future achievements had been made possible by the girl's efforts. In their past life, the girl and her 3 brothers had chosen to live with their father. She had worked tirelessly to help him and her brothers achieve greatness. But once they succeeded, all the rewards, all the recognition, went to the sister who had returned home. Even though the girl had devoted herself completely to the family, falling seriously ill in the process, they still accused her of being scheming and selfish. They even forced her to give up her engagement to the richest man's son in favor of her sister. The betrayal left her furious. Her hard work had only raised a family of ungrateful wolves. She vomited blood in rage, dying with no peace. Perhaps heaven could not tolerate such injustice, because this time, she was given a second chance. So when she saw her scheming sister proudly basking in her choice to stay with their father, the girl didn't hesitate. She followed her mother into the wealthy family instead. Even though she already knew from her sister that the family was sharp-tongued and cruel, and that her 2 stepbrothers were cold and heartless, she felt a quiet sense of relief. No matter how difficult things got, it wouldn't be as merciless as before when her own family had never spared her, not even her life. Upon arriving at the house with a mix of unease and anticipation, she overheard the grandmother fretting over what gift to give her. This made her question everything her sister had said. But the young master of the house was not welcoming. Even when she greeted him warmly, he barely acknowledged her. In his mind, she was already labeled as a vain and materialistic girl. What she didn't know was that the day before, her scheming sister had twisted the story about why the girl was joining their family. Thanks to that, the young master now approached her with caution. The grandmother, however, was warm and generous. She immediately gave the girl an expensive necklace and even suggested that she gain experience working at the family's company. The girl couldn't help but recall her past life, how she had poured her heart into her father's family, yet had never received a single piece of jewelry, let alone any real opportunity. Compared to that, these strangers were already treating her with genuine care. The warmth stirred something inside her. The next day, she dressed carefully for her first day of work. Unexpectedly, she ran into her 2 stepbrothers. The second young master clearly saw her as a rival for the inheritance and greeted her with sarcasm. The eldest brother noticed the necklace and made a cutting remark about it. She could hear the sarcasm clearly. Calmly, she took the necklace off. Following them to the company, she faced her first experience with complicated work and felt completely lost. By the end of her first day, she hadn't managed to complete a single report. When their father heard the work report, he grabbed a stick and struck the second brother. The second brother was confused. Why was he being punished? But their father scolded him harshly. You studied overseas and returned with a degree, yet you can't even outperform your sister who hasn't graduated college? What have you been learning all these years? Amid this chaotic household, the girl slowly began to feel a sense of belonging.